Welcome to the Walkabout for the ROCKWOOL Germany Sail Grand Prix. We're here in sunny Sassnitz and I'm going to catch up with some of the athletes to see what we can expect ahead of the weekend. Well, here with wing trimmer of the Spanish team, Flo, you've done 2 in a row. You going for 3?
I mean, the goal is obviously to have a good event here, but at the same time, last time we won 2 in a row was last season. We won LA, San Fran, and then after that came Portsmouth and we had a bad event. So we're really trying to funnel the momentum we have in the right direction and be conscious that we want to perform and not just relax in a sense.
Very much staying in the moment, but out there in Portsmouth you guys were looking super quick around the racetrack. Have you unlocked a new mode?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously we were fast, going quick around the course. I think, I believe the gap will be closed quickly by other teams. So that advantage is gone, I guess, by now. And it's all about getting off the start line well and really racing these conditions that on the weekend will be very strong, well and consistently well.
When it is really sort of top end as a wing trimmer, I guess how much is that kind of pushing the limit, finding that line of how hard to push and how hard to hold back? Is there any such thing as holding back?
Not really. Only if you get really close to another boat. I think we've learned from the past, that when things get super tight, that we have to be a bit cautious as well, because many things are in play. And the season is not over yet, so there can be some shockers. So we want to be consistently up in the front. So we really need to find that balance finally between pushing and when to hold back. But we don't really hold back.
And I guess when it's flat water, big wind, it's a fun race course because it's really gusty. Are you enjoying the racing out there? How much fun is it on a foiling F50 to go full send?
I think it's here in Sassnitz with the conditions we're expecting, it's probably one of the best sailing we can have in these F50s. Small wings, small foils, small rudders, a lot of speed next to the shore, and the wind will be offshore, which will give us a lot of play with wind shifts and gusts, and that's in the end what makes it fun, to try to read the wind better than our opponents. So we're expecting an amazing weekend.
Sounds fun. Can't wait. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Well, with the home driver, Erik. Erik, how awesome is it to be back here in Sassnitz?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the conditions, they are looking like it's another blessing this year. So let's hope for epic conditions. I mean, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow looks very breezy. So it's a lot of action to watch, and probably all the teams love it and all the spectators as well.
Yeah, the spectators just turned up last year. It looks like, as you said, really good conditions. What's going to be the trick to doing well this weekend? Obviously, you got a race wind last year.
Yeah, it's shifty. It's shifty as last year, probably. And you just have to, get the head out of the boat. This is probably really important again. And at the same time, not risking too much on the right side. It's easy with the flat water to push hard, and in these breezy, gusty conditions, it's also obviously it's also tricky to fulfill always the speed and not crashing at the same time. So I think it's a balance. It's a balance of head out, fast boat, and not risking too much.
And how was your training out there yesterday?
Amazing. I mean, this is amazing. I think we should always have this Friday like this, training time, 4 hours. Getting everyone dialed in, having a bit of spare time for new sailors as well. So hopefully we get it soon.
Well, hopefully you give the crowd something to cheer for this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Well, here with the driver of Artemis, Nathan Outteridge. Nathan, you guys have been chipping away all season, got that top 3 spot in Portsmouth. How much are you looking forward to kind of continuing that momentum in the season?
Yeah, it's taken us a while to get to probably the level we wanted to get to. There was glimpses of really good performances at the start of the year, but we're starting to feel like it's all clicking. But we know that we just got to keep that up. There's still 2 teams ahead of us and a lot of really good teams on the race course. And we've been in 2 finals now and come second twice, so really good for season points. But we also know we'd love to win an event before hopefully being in the final at the end of the year.
Well, I know you're going to be diving into the data, doing all the thinking of how you're going to win. What is going to make the difference to really, get on that top spot and hold that wheel in the air?
Well, the last few events we have been in the lead at times, and ultimately we lost those leads because of tactical decisions. So I think in terms of performance and how we're handling the boat, we're doing an amazing job of that, and that's been progressing all year. But you really start to get exposed when you're racing at the front of the fleet. If you make the wrong decision, you pick the wrong top mark. Spain go the opposite way twice in a row and beat us twice in a row. So Julia and I got a bit of pressure on our shoulders, I guess, to make sure we're picking the right marks around the track, and feels like we're getting off the start line a bit better on average in these split fleets. So, you can think about the final, but not really till Sunday. Until then, it's about just getting all the basics going well, and it feels like it's just tiny little tweaks we want to do to the program to hopefully get a race win.
Now, speaking about tactical decisions, this weekend's looking pretty tactical.
It looks like a great race course. We had an awesome training day yesterday. I wasn't here last year, but I watched it all back, and I've had a lot of chats with the full crew who were here racing last year on different boats, and it's going to be dynamic. The wind's going to be from the west, it'll be offshore, be gusty and shifty, and it'll be a type of race where it's not over till it's over, so that'll be a lot of fun for us.
Race course like this, can you lean on the coaching booth quite a lot for those decisions at all, or is it kind of just so in the moment what the wind that you're sailing in?
Yeah, it's a tough one for the coaches. Like they're here in the building we are now with a reasonable view of the race course, but they don't see everything. They got all the wind data, all the marks are measuring wind, all the boats are measuring wind, so they can kind of see what the wind's doing digitally. But ultimately, it does come down to the sailors' eyes to pick those little gusts, because it's not going to be like Portsmouth where there was like a bit of a trend around the course. Portsmouth, it was a pretty obvious left turn at the bottom with a bit of a right bend as you went up the course. Here, I think it's going to be way more dynamic than that. So there'll be some patterns that we've got to learn. We always use the coaches to help us as much as we can, but Sam's already said, I'm not going to be there to make those calls for you. You still got to use your eyes.
All right. Well, sounds a lot of fun. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully you can get a win on the board, eh?
Yeah, thanks. That'd be great.
Well, Seb, the last two events have gone really well for you, and you've had a bit of training here. How's it been going?
Yeah, it's been amazing to go on the water. I think all the teams were enjoying yesterday's practice sessions, lots of hours also out of the racetrack, which is quite rare in SailGP, so we can really practice on some modes, some maneuvers, and it was really valuable for us.
What do you think of this racetrack in general for sailing an F50 on?
I think it's pretty perfect for SailGP, the whole layout also on shore. Everything is really closed and nicely organized, yeah.
And your team, obviously you've made 2 finals. I know you just missed out on the podium in Portsmouth. What sort of has clicked for you in this sort of second half of the season?
Yes, it's a good question. I think it's just, spending time together and getting more comfortable sailing the boats and knowing each other better. And I think you see all the top teams, they've been together for many years, and that's what we try to replicate, and slowly, we're catching up, but there's still a lot of work to do.
And obviously the split groups makes racing a little bit different. Does it change the way that you sort of approach a race in terms of the risk management, or is it just nice to have, a little bit more room on the racetrack?
I think, it doesn't change massively how we approach a race, but for sure you need, in a way it's harder because you really need to be in that top 2 in those single races to make good points to make the final. So you have to attack the stars pretty hard, but then on the racetrack, it's for us, we like it because we feel like we can race a bit more, we can play some shifts, we have a bit of more space to exploit the boats. So I think it's a good format for us, but it'll be even better once the fleet gets bigger and we get 2 big split fleets.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Up next is obviously your home event in Geneva. How much are you looking forward to getting home soon and racing?
Yeah, we cannot wait to go there. It's last year was an amazing event for us, a big surprise into how much people came and watched and how much support we got. So we're looking forward to that again. Hopefully a bit better wind, and it could be really an amazing event.
Awesome, thanks Seb, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Here with Kahena, strategist of ROCKWOOL Racing. How's it been out there? How's the training been? This is almost a home event for you guys.
Yeah, almost. It was very good. It's a good event to have some more training on the water. It's been a while without the training days, and the conditions are really nice. And it seems like long days on the water, but very, very happy as a team how we are dealing with the training and how we are performing. So getting ready for the weekend.
And what's your take on the group racing? Is that suiting your team, or are you guys having to kind of adapt your style a little bit?
Of course, a little bit of adaptation, especially on the start with less boats. But I think, in generally, it's for a strategist role, it's a bit less chaotic on the race course. But it's a new format to everyone, so it's more about our own team and each one role. So keep the pace, and it's all about the starts.
And how's the team feeling? Are you guys kind of getting in the groove now, halfway, getting into that point of the season where I'm sure you're just gunning to try and make a final?
Yeah, of course. Like I think now we are reaching a part of the season that we are also like keen to make some changes for the next one, and we are trying a little bit of other things, and yeah, but also like pushing hard to get some points for the end of the season, and also looking forward to the next one.
Well, a lot of the female athletes got training time in key positions. You got to trim the wing yesterday. What was that like for you as a first experience?
Amazing. I wish we could like get some more time. It was very, very nice. 30 minutes like flew yesterday, and I was a bit nervous, of course. There was like more wind than I was expecting, but I think also the boys, they did a very good job explaining me and helping me to get into this position, and it was very nice.
Oh, it was awesome to see. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope you get more opportunities.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Good luck this weekend, and thanks for chatting.
You, Lisa.
Well, as we just heard from Kahena, the women throughout the fleet got some valuable training time on the F50 as part of the Women's Performance Program. As Tash Byrant from the Bonds Flying Roos got off the water, we had a chat to her yesterday. Well, today there was about an hour dedicated for a lot of the women in the fleet to have a go at a roll out there. Tash, how was it, I guess, for you taking the wheel and get some good training time?
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity. I think we actually had the best breeze out there at the start of the training session. So yeah, turned the corner and it was pumping breeze, and got to do a few laps, did my first practice race, and yeah, it was incredible. Such a cool experience.
Training time is always hard to come by, but I guess upskilling, I mean, there's just not time for that either. How much do these opportunities, I guess, mean to you as a young sailor?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly incredible. Like, we feel like we're always on the back foot when it comes to training time in our race team. So yeah, any little shot I get at learning something new and trying something different, I really love. And I think like it really helps us around the racetrack, like putting yourself in someone else's shoes literally, and learning what it takes to do their role, understanding the demands they have around the racetrack. It kind of helps me as a strategist then like understand what load Tom's under in certain areas, and helps me figure out how I can help him more. So yeah, I think it's an incredible experience, and hopefully we can do some more of it.
Yeah, how much does like I guess a day like today make you want to be like, oh, I want to do this in a real race?
Yeah, I mean, I'd never done like, any practice starts or anything before, and sadly no one joined us in our practice race. But even just being in the start box, doing the software, just like, it was really fun. Like, it was a really cool experience, and when we stopped, I was like, I'm going to be stoked for the whole day, no matter what happens now.
So you were driving, some of the other female athletes were driving, so flight control. I guess, how cool is that, I guess, for like women in the league to just get these chances?
Yeah, I think it's really epic, and like you said, it's so hard to get training time, so yeah, dedicating these opportunities for us to learn and try new roles is really awesome.
Awesome, thanks so much, Tash, and have an awesome weekend.
Will do.
Well, you heard it from the athletes. It's going to be a tough but exciting weekend of racing. And on that, if you can pick the top 4, you could win $25,000. Head to sailgp.com/predict to get your tips in. That's it for the Walkabout. Enjoy the racing.